What's going on, everybody? My name is Kenneth Beard, and I'm back with another overall market breakdown where I go over economic indicators and my thoughts on the overall market and what I think is going to be happening in the upcoming week. So I'm gonna hop straight into this. This week of February. What's this week? Pull it up. February 22nd through the 26th has been a pretty wild week. We've been seeing a lot of volatility in the market, and overall, it's just been, kind of sketchy. But and it's not. We haven't been really going anywhere. So the market has been kind of slow this week. We had a few days where the market just was not, seeing any gains, but seeing massive negative gains in the S&P. And so, this week is, not the best week for the overall market, in my opinion. But we did have a few good stocks, and I'm going to break those down so you guys can see. And so let's hop straight into this. So I'm going to start with the economic indicators. Today's Friday, February 26th. We have personal income coming at zero point 0.6 previous, coming in at 10%, which is good for the market today. These numbers came out at 8:30 a.m. All of them. We had consumer. The forecast was 9.5%, so they already expected those numbers to be quite high. We still be at 10%. We had consumer spending previously as negative 0.4%. So you kind of see the progress we made. Forecast was at 2.5%. We missed it by just a tiny bit at 2.4%, but still right on the dot there for those numbers. So that looks good. Core inflation staying kind of the same. Core inflation was 0.3% previously, and it was forecasted to be 0.2%. So they were thinking it was going to drop a bit, but it's staying right around the same at 0.3% coming in again. So we had trading goods advanced report previously at 83.2 billion, negative 83.2 billion. We're dropping those numbers a little bit more at 83.7 billion. So we're just waiting for the Chicago PMI numbers to come in and the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index to come in. So whenever those numbers come in, we will be updated on those. But as of right now, the market has not opened up yet, so it's kind of like a pre-market thing or whatever. But so looking at the overall market for this week, we were uptrending pretty nicely. Obviously, the last couple of weeks just coming up, and we hit a top here at 39.50.43 on the SPX. And after we hit that top, we've just been seeing, a sell-off. But we sold off. We held up pretty nicely in the middle of the week at, the previous support level. Previous resistance level, which is now support. And so we held up, and I'm pretty sure, most people thought the market was going to continue to rally and take out those highs. But unfortunately, the exact opposite happens. It's just, it's the market. Who knows? It just, the market does what it wants to do. So the exact opposite happened, and we had a huge red day yesterday, and the market just completely shit itself and went all the way down to the 50 simple moving average, which happens sometimes, but not very often. So a very big decline in the S&P. The market just opened up, so a very big decline in the S&P, and so it's bouncing right off that 50 as of right now. If it doesn't hold up and we continue to drop, we're going to see a decently hard sell-off. Then we're going to start to, go into some moderate to midterm bearishness in the market if we continue to drop from here. But as of right now, we still got the 50 SMA to hold us up for support here on the S&P 500. RUT doing the same thing. RUT was seeing nice uptrends, and we topped out here, and we were consolidating for a minute above the 20. Yesterday we had, of course, with the S&P, everything started to really collapse, and go towards the downside. We are just poking a little bit through that 20 SMA, but we are still staying above, unlike the S&P, staying above our resistance, previous resistance, which is now support here. We're still staying above there. And so holding up pretty nicely here for the Russell 2000 index. We want to see if it can continue to hold above these levels. And if it does, still looking bullish for the RUT. But for the SPX, pretty poor performance here. But with its poor performance, obviously it's not, at any of these critical levels like down here or maybe down here. If it ever gets down around to this range down here, of course we have something very tough to worry about. But you're still hanging up at those bullish SMAs there on SPX. So next one is Dow Jones. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was seeing very good uptrends here. We were seeing a nice uptrend. We were breaking out of an all-time high, and that day we looked pretty nice. But with the whole overall market dragging that day, of course we had that big pullback. So everything was pretty much having a strong correction in the market. That was pretty much the whole scenario there. And I'm honestly thinking that we're going to hold up and see a reversal. And if we don't, of course, we have ways down to go. And okay, so all right, AMC. AMC was very interesting this week to watch. I didn't trade it, but I watched it. I just want to kind of talk about AMC. It's one of these artificial movers. One of these stocks that have no reason to have volatility like this, but it's of course being artificial and pumped into the market from social media and hype and stuff like that. So, last few days, AMC have been rallying, and then we just had this huge uptrend. That was at the end of the day, a couple days ago. It was about 50 per shoot. I'm gonna go all the way up here. About 52%, 50%. So, and then the next day we sold off extremely hard. We had no more of that coming into the market. All that volatility, that artificialness just went away. And if you didn't catch AMC that day, I don't, as of right now, AMC is just kind of a buster. It's not doing anything unless we get back, above $10 or something like that, or above, I'd say, yeah, if we get back above $10.50, it could look good. Even above, I'm just honestly, I'm not really excited for AMC unless there's, the same volatility that comes back into it, and we get huge volume spikes. That's the only way that that's showing that this huge rally is going to come back. It's if there's participants in the market at that time. GameStop doing the exact same thing. GameStop having a way bigger rally though. 300% in just like 2 hours, which is damn insane. But just like AMC, we saw a huge pullback. But didn't take out the lows, so we're still sitting up here at a pretty high price for GameStop at $122 a share. That volatility comes back in. The same thing with AMC. If it comes back in, that's showing us that market participants are stepping back in. But as of right now, volume is very low, and the interest is kind of out of these stocks. Now, NIO has been downtrending and has been looking really poor lately for its previous movement. It's been looking really poor. We've been seeing a huge sell-off on NIO. But I honestly think that NIO is not going to go much further. My thing with this is that NIO and Tesla both have been very powerful and strong stocks in the past, and I think that with a decreasing in value, but I think that it's a good time to buy NIO at a discounted price. I don't think NIO is going to continue the downtrend, and so my plan on this is as soon as I see NIO take out highs at around, maybe 52, that could be a good indication that the market is starting to reverse. Now, of course, that doesn't mean it has to happen. The market can continue to dump here. Our job is to not be predictors, but to manage our risk in the best possible scenarios, so that if anything goes wrong, if our plans do fail, that we don't destroy our accounts. And so NIO, it could go lower, but it's at a very discounted level here. I'm gonna wait for more interest to the buy side to come in here, and for more confirmation to see this thing reverse. And if it does, far out the money contract, not far out, not super far out the money contracts, but far out the expiration contracts, looking to ride this thing back up to the highs, honestly, because why not? And just like how we did here, we had that huge correction, we dropped, and then we seen it go right back up to the highs. So we could do the same thing here. Just want to wait for the confirmation on NIO. That was my biggest thing with that one. Johnson & Johnson is another one that I'm watching as well, as it's a very tied into the overall market stock, just because they're making vaccines. I saw on the news yesterday that Johnson & Johnson, what were they doing? Let's see, where's the news at? There was some news that I saw. So yeah, it says FDA said to begin at a advisory committee meeting on Johnson & Johnson's emergency use authorization for its COVID-19 vaccine candidate. So basically, Johnson & Johnson's hopping in here making new vaccines. So we're coming up to a very critical level. Pharmaceutical stocks in its own have not been doing the best. The only one that was doing well was Moderna. Pfizer, on the other hand, not looking very nice. I stopped looking at that thing. It's kind of made me irritated watching it. But Johnson & Johnson here is sitting at a very nice key level of support, right at like 160 buck. Yeah, right at like 160 buck. That's where it's sitting at here. So if we start to see this move back to the upside anytime soon, we having some nice volatility start to pop in here a bit. And so we see some, it's dropping very drastically right now. It's looking like they're pumping it straight down or selling it right to the support level. I'm going to assume that a bounce is going to happen here today sometime. If it gets below 160, that's weird, and they could potentially see a bigger sell-off. But as of right now, with the good news in Johnson & Johnson, I'm thinking that it has a higher intrinsic value, and that this thing is going to go back to the upside sometime soon. So that's all the stocks I'm going to cover for today. I'm watching Johnson & Johnson, and I'm watching Palantir. Yeah, I mean, not Palantir, NIO, my fault. I'm watching NIO as NIO is starting to make its move back up, and I'm watching Johnson & Johnson, y'all. But I'm not a financial advisor in any type of way. If you do, listen to me, you will lose money. All of it. Yeah. Leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share this video. I do market commentaries, and I will answer all your questions if you leave a comment. Email me, do whatever it is, get in contact with me. Yeah. Y'all stay smooth this weekend. It's the weekend. Get lit. If you made money this week, go have fun. Celebrate. If you call it a GME or a fucking AMC or something like that, don't be stuck on the damn charts all. That's one thing I'm gonna advise you traders of. Don't be stuck on the damn screens all fucking, weekend, not doing shit, being a fucking incel. No, get out and enjoy yourself. You all have a great weekend.